So, as predicted, here I am once again back in the City of Angels to finally try and put a lid on my work on this Mercedes 190 SL. Because at the end of my last visit, everything became a little bit rushed. So as well as a few loose ends to finish off, and a few more new parts to fit, and maybe I can finally walk away and say my work is done. First up on the list is to reconnect those backlights up. But looking at this 70-year-old tattered bunch of spaghetti, well, I fear it's another job on the list for the future. The next job on the list was this broken boot lock, which after years of being sticky and intermittent, I'd finally decided to give up the ghost. And I also need to give this crumpled up old boot mat some special treatment, just as it did to the carpets inside the car in the last instalment. It just needs to be given some heavy backing so it sits nice and fits properly. With the help of my daughter India, that is, who decided to bring along for the trip. And as you'll see later, I was so glad it did. One can always use an extra pair of hands. On with the new lock. And it was mask up the newly painted boot, ready to flat and polish the car's rear end. And after a quick flat and polish of the boot, back on go the badges. Now you'll remember the car's windscreen and pillars all came off in one piece, and on refitting them I realised that the pillars were now a slightly different colour to the new paint job. So that was something else that also had to be addressed. Now you may remember when I attended last week's Classic Motor Show at the NEC in Birmingham, I was fortunate to inspect a beautiful award-winning 190 SL and realised on closer inspection there was a huge grille missing from Dan's car, as well as two chrome pieces that fit along the side of the soft top. So after a quick drive over to Santa Clarita to Vintage Euro Parts and acquiring the said part, with the bonnet removed, I set about fitting it. Oh, come on. How difficult can this be? Now, these are the holes in the grille which line up perfectly with the original holes in the body, but even after a call to the Classic Centre in Long Beach, I was still none the wiser, so what's meant to be there? Clips? If anyone knows, please message in. Well, that seemed easy enough. Or was it? You see, everything has to be synchronised so that when the bonnet opens and closes, the front of the bonnet doesn't catch on the grille. So the grille comes off once again, and after a little bit of fettling, yeah, that looks good. Let's try that. Back on goes the bonnet, and off it comes again. Out comes the grille again, little bit of cutting, try it once again. Off again, little bit of bending, back in it goes. And on, and on, and on. These hinges, by the way, they always tend to wear after years and years of use. They're often neglected. They should be renewed, really, because they end up with a bit of play in them. But I'm just going to pack them with grease and put them back on for now. Now you can see where somebody here has put a little cutout in the hinge. So by leaving a little bolt in the bonnet, they could single-handedly slide it on and off. They've obviously had this similar problem in the past. And you know, aside from all this with the grille, just lining the bonnet up alone on one of these handmade cars can take up to a couple of days just to get the gap even all the way around. It's a real pain in the backside. I remember having this problem years ago with my Pagoda. It had the same problem, and I was forever spotting cars at shows with gouges on the front of the bonnet because of the same problem. It's a really fiddly job, but it's something that needs to be taken the time on and done properly. Then after a long day, as the light was going down, and the bonnet and the grille coming on and off a total of 17 times. Success. Yeah! So with that done, let's crack on. I then decide to give the engine bay a little bit of attention. Now this rocker cover, although original, looks a little bit dirty. So rather than polish it up and get it looking like a mirror, which I'm not really a big fan of, I've just decided to give it a good scrub, good clean off, and then just give it a little dust of some high temperature paint. Little bit of detailing. Obviously finish off with a nice brand new gasket or rubber seal. And then back on it goes. I finished off with a nice set of original decals, and I think it looks so much better. Well, those side chromes for the soft top didn't arrive in time, but that's for next time. So, along with a bit of polishing and paint correction here and there, and painting under the wings and the floors, my work is almost done. But before I fly back, I'm going to pay Alex Manos a visit at Beverly Hills Car Club, just to see if there are any new arrivals that might take me fancy.
Hey, welcome back.
How you doing?
Great to see you.
You too.
Thank you for coming.
Always a pleasure.
So back in classic car paradise.
You know, you didn't have to do all this for me. You've got all these in order and all in...
Color coordinated for you.
God, you got some Porsches now. I mean, you had a lot when I came last time.
Yes.
So tell me, Alex, Do you put all your favourites at the front, or are they your favourites that you keep behind the chain, or?
You know,
Come on, give us a little bit of an insight.
Sure, no, they're all my favorite, literally. I mean, this is a '61 Corvette. I've loved these since I was a kid. Always wanted to have one. We have one now.
It's the all-American car, that, isn't it?
Iconic American. I mean, this is it. Then you have an SL65. Never thought I'd have one. We do. It's got no miles, so this is also another favorite. We have a 400i, 5-speed.
These are coming up.
Absolutely. These have been great investments.
Yeah.
And so, and then we have a right-hand drive V12 E-Type.
Wow. And what's the story behind that, Annie?
I don't know the story on it, but it's unusual to buy a right-hand drive E-Type in America.
Yeah, but come on. A lot of Brits came over here, and the successful Brits,
Yes.
actors, musicians, whatever, and you know, there's a lot of expats here, isn't there?
There definitely are, but it's still unusual.
I think you were saying to me last time, though, when you first started out and you were buying Rolls-Royce and they were all 10 a penny because everyone wanted a Rolls-Royce in Hollywood, there was always a story behind them.
Absolutely.
But now there isn't.
I know.
And why do you think that is? Do you think all the real stars have died? And too many TV channels? What do you think?
I think it's just changed. Like, you know, for example, Rod Stewart or somebody like that, they would have bought the cars when they're new. They would have bought a second-hand car.
Yeah.
So that's why the stories are older too, is because now, you know, Justin Bieber is going to buy a 2024 Tesla.
Yeah.
And so the stories just have changed, unfortunately.
That's why those people went top of the list as well, because the manufacturers wanted to see those people, you know, people to see those people driving their cars. Yeah, because
I mean, it was help the
that was a way
brand.
of selling it. Yeah. I love the Boxsters. I had one in exactly that colour, metallic black.
You know whose
Was
Boxster that
straight
was?
Whose?
We bought that from Britney Spears.
Oh, so there is a story behind the old car.
This one has a story, absolutely. This was the Porsche when she had her whole thing and shaved her head and everything. This was the car she was in.
Wow.
We bought that from her.
Do you think that's going to go in its favour, or?
Depends who's buying it.
Really, the same spec as mine. Black leather, the chrome pack, the gold insert. The upgrade is there. I bought one new in about 2000, 2000, something like that.
But if you drive your Corniche all the time, when do you drive the Boxster?
No, well, this was going back a quarter of a century.
I thought you said you don't have it anymore.
When these first came out.
Oh, okay.
And I owned it for about 5 years.
Got it.
I had too many cars. I had 11 cars at the time. Got it out of my system. Now I just like to drive in little classics. Yeah. These were a great car. It's the only car I ever owned, and I never saw the engine. It's a mid-engine car, isn't it?
Yep.
Never saw the engine on it.
And it's hard to access too.
Yeah, well, I don't know because I never tried.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to remove that whole piece.
Yeah. These are yours, aren't they? The little private collection at the back.
We got a Lamborghini Espada, a 300 SE Cabriolet.
Oh, that 300, yeah?
Yes.
On the air suspension? Wow.
Yes, and it's been sitting for a bit.
These have really come up, these, haven't they?
Yes.
And what's the miles on that?
Let's check. $95,956.
So it's been well used.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful, that green one.
Oh, yes.
And isn't it unusual, a brown hood on a green car? You say green doesn't go with brown, but that does, doesn't it?
Dark. I love dark green.
Yeah.
I love dark green.
What's that, a 220?
280.
280, yeah.
280 SE.
Straight six.
So I just saw a 300 SL Roadster. It was a 57, and it was silver with dark green interior. I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love those.
I like the silver with the cognac interior.
Yes.
I did a 220 SE up in that exact same spec.
Oh, really?
And it just popped.
Yeah.
And everyone was against it, saying, no, you've got to do the red leather with the silver. But when they saw it, it was like, yeah. Because I later found out that Ralph Lauren I'd got one spec'd up in New York at the time, and it was new. And he insisted on that spec, and he said, you can't have that, sir. He said, no, I want that spec. And I think once they saw it, they started banging them out in that spec, you know.
I believe it.
Great colours. Wow.
Here's a 330 GT 2+2.
These are great cars.
I love these.
What was the one
60s
after this?
Ferraris.
Was it the Queen Mother or?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
365.
I think they're slightly prettier then. Look at the wheels on it.
I prefer these over Barani wire wheels, personally.
I do too.
A lot of people prefer the Baranis. I prefer these. I just like the look.
Yeah, it's simplicity.
Yes. I mean, I'm in love with these cars.
That
These-
back end is pure sexy, isn't it?
Oh my God. Just 60s Ferraris that just,
And it's incredible the amount of room, the leg room you've got in the back.
Oh.
You're not crushed up like in an
this is
XJS.
great. No, not at all. I mean, this is a car you can take your friends out in and enjoy.
And I love the way the dashes were plain. The Alfa Romeos were kind of like that as well, weren't they? Just like plain wood, nothing too fussy.
Yep.
I mean, I do love the luxurious cars like, you know, the Corniches and, you know, the Bentleys of today where they're all like lots of wood and chrome. But I love the simplicity of these as well. I love the colour of that Corniche. It's almost like a pink, beigey pink, isn't it?
Yes, this is a nice car. Low mileage, this car.
How low?
Let's take a look. 39,000.
Wow. See how the door shuts?
Nice.
That's a lovely straight car there.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I like the way the top fits.
You know, I actually prefer plastic top to the mohair. It's just much smoother, more svelte.
It's more slick, isn't it?
I went for the mohair on my one. You know, I've got two. I went for the mohair on mine, but it was meant to be the vinyl roof. But I'm coming round to this. I think these are the best, you know, the best of the two, really.
It's funny, when I used to restore Lincoln Continentals, this was its factory.
Yeah.
And they used to upgrade them with a canvas top.
Yeah.
Or the mohair. And you're right, it just has a sleeker look.
Yeah. What colour is that?
It's like a champagne.
It's like, I'd say it's like a rose gold. I think both my Corniches were originally willow gold, which was a popular colour back in the 70s and
Yep.
early 80s even. But that's something else, that, isn't it?
So what color are they now?
One's black, the other one's red, but I'm going to do it grey.
You're going to paint the red one grey?
Yeah. I'm going to go for like a modern Rolls-Royce colour. You know, is it the colour now, the four-wheel drive Rolls-Royce?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they do a nice grey in that. So I'm going to do it like a modern colour. So it gives it a bit of a modern slight, you know. You know, rather than going for a traditional colour. Another sale?
We can only hope. I love this Coral Sand Thunderbird. This also is so to me, it's so iconic.
American graffiti.
Exactly. Now this car, I love the wire wheels.
I don't.
No.
No.
Really?
Because they're not a nice wire wheel, are they?
I mean, I personally like them, but everyone has their own opinion.
I like wire wheels. I just don't think that's a particularly pretty wire wheel. Is that like the original?
These have been redone,
Yeah.
and probably most likely aftermarket.
No, but I mean, were these cars spec'd with these
They have
originally?
both.
Yeah.
The color is not the most strong color, but I still like it. I like that it's unusual.
It's pink.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're in touch with your feminine side, it's cool.
We'll take you over to the Mercedes room. Yeah, we have a TV here.
Yeah. XJS. I'm in one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The XK8. Exactly the same spec as that. Well, different wheels.
It's a nice row of Jags.
Got a flat floor, that first one.
The blue one is a flat floor.
What do you think of the flat floors? I mean, people go nuts for them, but they weren't the most comfortable cars
They're
to
not
drive.
the most comfortable, exactly.
It's squashed up, isn't it?
Yeah, it was hard, to move your feet and
250, 230, 250, yeah, 250.
250.
That's beautiful, that.
Yes, thank you.
Let's have a look in here.
I think I told you last time, I love a Pagoda.
Yeah.
They're just so fun to drive.
It's nice, isn't it? Is that a 3.5?
It's yes, 3.5 Cabriolet, but it's a conversion.
Oh, it's a botch, yeah. It's a good one, though.
Thank you.
That's a really nice job. What would something like this go for? What would you market this?
This is 69,950.
Yeah. 70 grand. Still, got a car for 70 grand, isn't it?
And it's cheap to ship to Europe.
Yeah.
You can get a car to Europe for $1,500.
And how long does it take?
I think it takes about 6 weeks.
So it just goes in a container with a few other cars, whatever, and then it's...
Exactly.
And
Simple. It comes from our door to your doorstep.
would you say I was buying from Europe, which I'm sure a lot of people in Europe who buy cars from over here, they worry whether it's going to get damaged in transit. I mean, what did he do? Did he stuff them all in a container, or
No,
they properly looked after them?
Yeah, I mean, they're looked after, and you have insurance too.
Yeah.
If anything goes wrong, you'll be covered.
You take care of all that, don't you?
Correct. From A to Z.
I like the 8 Series.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing Steve McManaman in Liverpool playing in one of them. He had a green one, like a strange metallic green it was. The NSU, rotary engine.
How unusual are they?
See, I don't know about you, Alex, but that to me is the early BMW shape.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm convinced that they stole it off the NSU.
Yeah.
These were quick cars, these.
Have you driven one before?
No.
Got it.
But I remember them back in the 70s. I've been in one. I've never driven one. Yeah.
Who had one? A friend?
Yeah, guy across the road had one. And you see a lot going through auction as well. When they were like, a year, 2 years old, because people somehow didn't trust them, or I think they had a few little problems with it, because the engine was quite a new design, wasn't it, the rotary engine? Yes. Well, I think it was an old design, but it was new for being in cars. Always like that colour, horizon blue, I think it is.
I love it.
I think it was the 63 Geneva Motor Show colour for the coupes. That's had a life, hasn't it?
It certainly has. And over here we have 2 XKs.
I remember that blue one.
Yes,
It was by the door, wasn't
exactly, yes.
it? How come that hasn't sold, Alex?
It actually just sold today.
Beautiful car. Oh, did it? Yeah.
Just sold today.
Isn't that the one that had the automatic gearbox
Correct.
in it? Yeah.
Great memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just sold today. I'm actually sad to see it go. I love this car too.
Yeah. You can't keep it forever, and everything's for sale, as they say.
I know.
Gorgeous spec, that. Lovely colour, lovely interior. Yeah. Little pedal cars as well.
What is it?
The pedal car over here.
Yes. I was buying a car from somebody and they had this and I just couldn't say no. I had to buy this too.
Imagine being a little boy and having one of these with a little engine in it, a little
Oh
electric
my God.
engine. God, you'd never go to sleep. You'd just...
I bet he said it runs, but we never got it started. But I just couldn't. I just had to buy it.
Yeah.
I could. We have new tires, so if you want to go for a spin, we can set them up for you.
And it's got a lawnmower engine in with a
Exactly.
single plug, yeah?
Yep. No airbags though.
Great. You wouldn't need them. Doing half a mile an hour. And another Back to the Future one. You've got too many of them.
Yeah.
You always see this, don't you? They open the bonnet and there's a curb there and they damage the front. So was that made to look old?
I don't know why they did that. They're probably going to do body work on it and then start it and then gave
Yeah,
up.
maybe, yeah. I love the wheels on that one. Got a V12.
That is a 6-cylinder that they put the V12 wheels on it.
What's in that back room, Alex?
That's the more cars in there, but the guy's left. I'll have to show it to you next time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's nice to be around the cars, you know?
Yeah. I mean, not all the time. You've got to have a break sometimes, haven't you?
I guess.
But I can think of worse jobs than you.
Absolutely.
I love working with cars.
Me too.
I love the people. I love the whole setup, really. I think car people are great people.
Likewise. Likewise.
And the cars connect people, and the stories, and where they were when they bought them new, and what they got married in.
So a friend of mine came to visit us, and we had a 91 turbo Porsche.
Yeah.
He opened the door. He hadn't been around a turbo for 30 years, from the 90s.
Yeah.
He opened the door, and he's like, I can't believe it. It smells exactly how it did brand new. I mean, the smell just took him right back.
Yeah.
It's like, it just...
It's evocative. our childhood. It's like, you know,
Yes.
the smells, the sounds, you know, it
Everything.
just takes you back there, doesn't it? Ampy car, yeah?
Yes. That's a very nice one.
Does it sink?
This one floats. This one is a good one. This one is a good one.
I think they did one of these up on Car SOS and it sank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good to know. In case I take this out, I better have a life jacket.
No, it wasn't Car SOS, it was Wheeler Dealers. It was Ed China, yeah. You got into trouble, into deep water.
I sold him an MG years ago
Yeah?
on Wheeler Dealer, yeah.
And Mike?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 15 years ago.
I've always liked these. Lovely shape.
Oh, I mean, this car, I mean, just look at it. It just looks so exquisite.
Sleek, innit?
I mean, it looks like you know.
And this is a Bentley, it's not a Rolls, is it?
That's a Bentley.
Yeah.
Continental R.
Lovely.
Have our Ferrari section here.
Oh, yeah. Got the Magnum one.
Yep. If you want to go back to the future, we can.
Why have you got so many of these? Oh, you've sold one? Wow.
Yes.
You got any GTs in the 98? You had the
I
GTS?
had one. We sold it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Got a Viper.
Yes.
Quick cars then.
Very. Those are fun. Have you driven one?
No.
They're fun. I just drove one recently. They are so much fun.
So what do you drive in? What's your daily driver?
I have a Range Rover now.
Yeah. Oh, that black one there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, saw that, yeah.
So should we go next door?
Any problems with the electrics?
It's new. Thank God.
That's why I'm saying. Any problems with the electrics?
I had an old one before. That was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, come on, let's go next door. So, at the end of a short, fiddly week, I've already planned my return. But now, it's back to Blighty. Thank you for watching this episode of Classic Obsession. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you all next time.